Are you sitting comfortably? Right, then I'll begin. Once upon a time there was a mouse. A very brave little mouse, whose victories were spoken of far across the lands. The people loved him. They cheered his name whenever he came near, and for years he lived like a king in his home, the fanciest of mouse holes within the great palace itself. It was there, in the great palace, that he raised a family. A beautiful daughter with eyes so blue the oceans themselves glittered in envy, and a son as brave as he with the courage of a lion. The years passed by, and the brave little mouse grew old. No longer did he roam the streets to hear the people's cheers, and in time, people forgot him. That is, until one day when word spread of a vicious beast tearing through the land, with eyes as yellow as the blinding sun and a coat littered with tiger stripes. The people came running to the mouse's door. "Oh, help us!" they cried. But the little mouse was frail, and his sword weighed heavy on his hollow bones. "I'll slay the beast," the mouse's son decreed, and he picked up his father's sword, leading the crowd down, down, down the steep hill, until they reached the foot and stopped dead. There, prowling the streets with its glowing eyes and tiger stripes, the beast stood tall and wickedly pleased. "Leave this town," the mouse son yelled, his voice firm, but his paws were shaking. "And who are you?" the beast's voice boomed, "to stand before me with your quivering paws and trembling whiskers? How unlike your father you truly are." The crowd gasped, and the whispers begun. They'd seen this beast before, a long time ago. Back then he was no taller than the boot of a man, and the brave little mouse sent him running with his terrible tail between his legs. But this time the beast was much leaner, much quicker, and he pounced and snatched the mouse's son deep within his grasp. "You have until dawn to bring me the one who they call brave little mouse," the beast declared, "or his weak young son will be my breakfast." The crowd yelled, some screamed, others fainted in fear. But the brave little mouse high upon the hill knew nothing of the danger his boy was in. That is, until his sword was delivered, the messenger's head hung low in despair. At once the mouse knew, and his anger boiled. He set aside his stick and took up the sword, marching out of the palace, down, down, down the hill, to where the terrible deed would soon be done. But not to the knowledge of the brave little mouse. His daughter had followed her brother down. She watched in horror as the beast took him clean off the ground. But a brilliant idea began to unfold in her mind. She waited until the sun was just right and took up a stick and an old piece of pipe. Her shadow grew in the setting sun until it was as tall as a man and as fierce as a lion. She brought the pipe up to her mouth and called out to the beast, "I see, fearful feline, the years gave you strength, but never doubt their power on me too." She began. The words echoed in the hills and boomed in the ears of the now shaking beast. "Impossible!" he cried. His whiskers were now next to tremble and quiver at the sound and the sight. With the stick raised high, she appeared to hold a sword, and the beast felt his tail curl under once more. "Unhand my boy and leave here now, never to return." The young mouse cried out, so, With its tail between its legs and its head hung low, the beast slunk back down below. All around there were cheers and applause as the mouse's daughter was raised up high. Her father and brother were the loudest of all. But with the beast gone and never to return, the brave little mice went back up the hill. They settled back into their palace. They lived their happy lives. But they were never forgotten, not ever again.